Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Schaefer with Schaefer TV, and I got a good video for you today. Put a little bit of thought into it. I want to talk about some of the players that United need to offload, some of the things that we can do to help our FFP situation. But just to be honest, this is more a video about getting rid of some of these players, some of this dead wood, and with Ineos coming in and a new structure being put upon us, I think that we should severely lower the wage bill, try our best to comply with FFP, and frankly, just move on for some of these players. So before I get started, can you like and subscribe? I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, whatever it is. Let me know. Let me know what you want me to talk about. But let's go ahead and get into this. Some of these players that we really need to sell in the summer. Now, this is my opinion. This isn't all based on any kind of rumors or anything like that, but this is what I feel that we need to do. Well, firstly, our wage bill is about $3.8 million per week, which is $198 million a year. Now, that is not including some of the loans that we have. For instance, Sancho, where we're paying like 70% of his wages to play at Dortmund in the semifinals of the Champions League. Wow. Anyways, first and foremost, I want to talk about the players that we either are confirmed to be leaving or their contract is up, or we have a very, very good idea that they're going to be leaving in the summer. So Martial would be the first. He is confirmed that his contract is up and he's not going to re-sign with us. He's going to leave on a free. Varane seems to not be taking his player option, which is probably good for us. However, he is probably our best defender. With that being said, $340,000 a week is kind of a big bag for somebody who's only available a little bit more than half the time. So, okay, I get it. Casemiro, he does have, I believe, 3 years left on his contract. We just cannot afford to pay him £350,000 a week. We just can't do it. And you know what? It's not that he's been a bad player for us. He's been a good player for us. He's done good things. Maybe not so much this year, but he has done good things. But there is a Saudi team out there that is probably willing to take on a contract of that value and probably willing to pay us a little bit of money for him. We are not going to get the money that we paid for him. No chance, no way, no how. But offloading the wages is probably more important than what we get in a transfer fee. Amrabat is going to go back to Fiorentina, so that's $65,000 that's going to come off the books. Evans and Heaton probably won't be re-signed, so that's like another $125,000 that's going to come off the books. Greenwood is probably going to be sold in the summer. There's talk about him coming back to United. I do think that'd be the wrong move. We already kind of drew a line in the sand. We can't just erase it now, so he's probably going to be sold. Sancho is probably also going to be sold. However, we're going to end up having to take a hit on Sancho. I do think that his value is going to be somewhere around 35, 45 million, but I believe we paid 80 million for him, I think, or 70 million for him, I should say, and we're just not going to get that value back. But his 250,000 a week will come off the books as well. But notwithstanding Sancho at the moment, so right now I'm roughly talking about 1.1 million coming off the weekly wage, okay? Just in the players that I mentioned, excluding Sancho, all right? I think players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Malacia, Eriksson, I think they can all stay at the club. They don't have any outrageous wage bills, and to be honest, they're solid part-time players, and we need those. We need those at United. Mason Mount, we expected him to come in and bolster our team and do a job for us. He has been hurt all year. He's on $250K a week. I can't really fault him this year. He hasn't really played, so I think we have to give him another year and see what he's all about, what he has to offer. And to be honest with you, with some of these players that I'm talking about, if we do get them out in the summer, I think that Mason Mount could be somebody. He could be a lad for us, and he could flourish in a proper system for us. With that being said, let me get to my first player that we got to get the hell out of United. Bruno Fernandes. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. I don't like it myself. He's a fantastic playmaker, but the reality is he's 29. He probably only has 2 or 3 years left. His market value at the moment is 70 million. We bought him for 65 million. It's not crazy to think that we can get the value back. We could sell him for probably 65, 70 million to a top team in La Liga or Serie A. Definitely. I don't think he'll go to a team in Premier League. He probably has too much respect for United. And to be frank, we just need the money off the books. We need to clear that $240,000 a week off the books. We need to start anew. We got the new regime coming in, and Bruno is a part of the old regime. He's been a fantastic player for us. We thank him for his service, but he needs to get out. Next player I got is Harry Maguire. He's 30 years old. He has a market value at the moment of $20 million. We purchased him for $70 million. So if we were to sell him, we would be taking a gigantic financial fair play hit. However, we need him gone. He would go to a mid-table team. I think that he knows now. Maybe he was a little bit egotistical in the last summer, but he knows now that that's what he is. So he needs to go. He needs to go to a mid-table team. I am pretty sure we did get a bid for about $30 million last year for him, so I am sure that we can get a $25-30 million bid this year. He needs a fresh start. We need a fresh start, and we could really use that $190K off the books. All right, so Harry Maguire's got to go. Bye, Harry Maguire. Next player, you guys might not agree with it. I don't really care. This is my list. Luke Shaw. He's 27 years old. He has a market value of $35 million. We purchased him for $37.5 million when he had a value of $13 million at the time. Now, I don't know if that's stupidity or if it's the United tax, but that was just dumb. He is a very quality player. He's been a quality player for us. He's been a soldier for us. I understand that. But just dumb. Over 3 times the value that he actually held. It's just absolutely outrageous. He's been injury plagued, but it is not crazy to think that some team wouldn't mind spending $40 to $50 million on Luke Shaw, because when he is playing and he is in form, he is a top 5 left back in the world. He is. The problem, though, is that he needs to be playing, he needs to be healthy, he needs to be in form. And he isn't. He rarely is those 3 things. However, with that being said, I do believe a team will come in with a bid for him for $40 or $50 million. He's only 27 years old. He's still got 4 or 5 solid years left, maybe 3 or 4 solid years left. And we could really use that $150,000 per week off the books. So with that being said, Luke Shaw, thank you for your service. You're out. Scott McTominay. He has been a soldier for us as well. His market value is $32 million. He had an offer in the off-season last year for, I believe, $30 million. He did not want to leave. He's an academy player. He would be all profit for us. However, he's just not good enough for us. He is not. His quality is not there. He is a passenger in most games. He comes up with big goals, but besides the big goals, he offers us next to nothing. Maybe he is a good clubhouse guy and he has passion for the club, but that is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. He has a small wage bill. It's only $60,000. That's not so bad. But we need him to go somewhere else. He needs a fresh start. We need a fresh start. We need to get him out of there. He needs to flourish somewhere else. It's not crazy to think we can receive $30 to $40 million for him, especially with the big goals that he scored this year for us. We could use that $60K off the books. Thank you, Scott McTominay, for your service. Bye. Last and not least, the boy wonder himself, the star boy of United, the face of the franchise, Marcus Rashford. Sorry, bud. You got to go. Market value $60 million. At one point in his career, it was $85 million. I believe that was in 2021. He is an academy player. It would be all profit. However, he just signed a long contract extension worth a lot of money. It would be very hard to get him off the books, but we need to try. He needs a fresh start to rejuvenate his career. We need a more viable option at left wing or right wing. We just do. He is not the guy for us. He is very in and out. Everybody has seen his quality and talent, and it seems he just does not want to offer it to United anymore. He just does not believe in the manager or the team. I believe a team would come in. Probably with a $70 million bid. It's not crazy to think that. Marcus Rashford has the talent. He's only 26 years old. He still has 5 or 6 years left with his physical abilities. So I do believe a team will come in with that. I don't think PSG are going to do it because PSG don't need to do it unless Mbappe comes out and goes to Real Madrid, which seems likely. But even with that being said, they got Barcola on the left wing, so I don't see it. But it's not crazy to think a team in La Liga, Germany, or in Serie A will come in with a bid. We need to get that $70 million for him, and we need that $300,000 off the books because it is just way too damn much. With all that being said, if we were to sell Bruno, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, and Rashford, our net spend on them would only be around probably 40 to 45 million, which isn't, you know, it's nothing to write home about. However, we would be taking 940,000 pounds per week off of our wage bill. That combined with Martial, Casemiro, and Varane would be 1.8 million pounds per week off of our wage bill, which would trim our wage bill from 3.8 million per week to basically 1.9 million per week, or we could just call it 2 million. It would roughly cut our wage bill in half. We need this. We need this. We need to get these 8 players out of here, cut our wage bill in half, and start again. We need to sign 4 or 5 players in the summer. We need to clear about 500,000 or 600,000 in wages for these 4 or 5 players. We have we can probably get around like 140 million to get them. It's not crazy to think we can make this happen. Let's see it done. Ineos, get it done. This has been Schaefer with Schaefer TV. This is what I think. This is the players I think we need to get out. If you don't like it, too bad. Make your own list. Write a comment, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.